Cool. So Russ is a very polarizing character, a very opinionated character, and he had something that I thought was interesting to say. I would love to get your opinion on it. If you're watching in the chat, let us know in the chat. If you're watching later and on the comments, let us know in the comments. But is he right? Is he right? Is he accurate? Of course, this is all opinion based. Do you feel the same way? Let me know. We'll check out what he said. We'll read a couple of comments and then I'll give my opinion as well. So let's check this out. This is Russ on No Labels Necessary.
I've heard everything. Oh, you're also sliding on an op? Heard that. Mm-hmm. In fact, I heard it and it was better. You're selling drugs? I heard that. 50 did it and it was way harder.
You're sad. You're emotional.
You're sad? Heard that. Cuddy? Way better. Drake? Way, you know what I'm saying? It's like everything that's happening in rap, I've already heard the better version of it.
So what haven't we heard yet?
So it's reached this point of we've heard all of this. It's like at this sort of breaking point where what's about to happen. And that's one layer of it. I think the other layer is people who listen to country and rock, they weren't on the streaming platforms at first. They were still on iTunes.
Yeah.
Right?
They were still buying CDs.
They were still buying CDs. They've migrated. They've migrated over where now my dad is on Spotify. Mm-hmm. See what I'm saying?
That was the last genre
interesting.
of music that was still buying.
Right. So now you're getting the audience that was basically country music's. And I think with rap, we have heard everything. Oh, you're also sliding. Here's the truth. You know what it is? 4 years ago, every CEO was signing every SoundCloud rapper and their cousin. You know what they're about to do? Sign every country artist and their cousin. And guess what? The country artists, like we talked about before, they'll make enough money to cover the loss of the rappers that they're still fronting. And so it doesn't matter. It'll always look like rap's still doing its thing. Country's booming, yeah, but rap is still crushing. Yeah, but y'all are signing the country artists. I know, because I'm talking to I still have relationships with the people at the labels, and some of them are good people, and we talk about it all the time, where it's like, their whole focus is country.
Some of them are good people.
My theory is
the whole focus is, look at Morgan Wallen, bro.
Yeah, Morgan.
Are you kidding?
Well, he uses some words rappers use.
Bro, Morgan Wallen, Morgan Wallen, Jelly Roll.
Shout out Jelly.
Yo, that's the man.
Bailey Zimmerman, like all these dudes who are like, dudes and women who are coming through. Here's the truth. You know what it is? 4 years ago, the labels are hanging on by a thread. I'll tell you this.
Wait, whoa.
The labels are not going to allow rap to fall by the wayside like that. They're going to keep boosting and juicing the stream so that it appears that, what are y'all talking about? Rap's not losing steam. There's country, sure, but we're still crushing. No, you're not.
Wow.
You're having to spend a lot of money to keep up the facade. The labels are hanging on by a thread. I'll tell you this.
Wait, whoa.
The labels are not going.
Is there more? Cool. So that was all the posts. He said a whole fucking mouthful. He said a whole fucking mouthful. And I'm gonna just keep his face up here so you know who we're addressing, who we're talking about. Chat, what do you think? Let me know what you think. What do you think about this take? Now, I do have to break this take up into two different parts. One part is what he's talking about is happening culturally, meaning that rap is losing its efficacy because everybody in rap has rapped about everything and we've heard it all, so there's nothing new and exciting. That's what he's saying. So that's why rap is dying. And then secondly, in the second part, he said that labels are dying and they're going to continue to fake as if rap is doing well, but rap isn't doing well and labels are pivoting to country music. And so for the first part of his conversation, which sounds like a cultural commentary, meaning that rap is dying because we've heard it all before, I'm just going to address that take. And to that take, I say, yeah, for sure. For sure, yeah. 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 We gotta boo that take, man. I gotta boo that take because this is my issue with and it's not Russ. Like, Russ is talented, and I think a lot of the things that he says are insightful, right? But he has the perspective of a young, inexperienced, privileged white dude in rap. So I feel like, even though I do believe he respects the culture, I don't think he has the proper vantage point to assess this part of culture and culture creation. Not because he's white, not because he's young, but because, like most artists in this day and age, numbers are all that matter. You feel what I'm saying? So when he says, what is his name? Connor Weiland. I don't know. I never heard of the artist he's talking about, but when he's talking about some country artist and he's like, look at this guy. He's killing it. He's killing it over here. I'm assuming that he's saying that that guy is killing it because he's doing a lot of numbers. He's doing crazy streaming numbers. And of course, that is what is impressive to Russ and to every other kid that wants to go viral. But that also does not equate to relevancy. It equates to it doesn't equate to relevancy. It just equates to like trendiness. I think trendiness and relevancy are different. Like, if you're relevant, then I think you have longevity. If you're trendy, you're just for the moment. And what he's talking about numbers wise is for the moment. And maybe labels are pivoting to country music because they've colonized rap culture all they can. You know what I'm saying? All they've done is highlighted the worst of the worst, the talentless, the most talentless, the most polarizing people. And then when those numbers and when society doesn't want to adopt that, then they're like, oh, we're tired of this, so it's over here in country. Whereas, which is crazy because all the country artists that I hear are just imitating rappers. It's like R&B without the blackness, you know, which is all country music is in the first place. So it's just really crazy, if you have my vantage point, to see somebody like Russ, who I think the reason why a lot of people have an issue with Russ is because I think people have an issue with Russ is because his cockiness doesn't match his talent. I'm not saying he is untalented. I think he's very, very talented, but I don't think he's as talented as he thinks he is. But he gets to believe that he's as talented as he thinks he is because there are tons of artists who only listen to Russ because he's white. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just a thing we cannot remove this from the conversation. We have to address this in the conversation. There are tons of people who only listen to Russ because he's white, and nothing he does will ever be seen as whack. Nothing he does can ever be seen as wrong because to them, he looks like me, so he's dope. You know what I'm saying? Which is, I think, fine. I think that's okay, but I do think that removes you from the conversation of talking about like what moves the needle in culture, because you have an audience that will fuck with you no matter what, regardless of if you're moving culture. Secondly, I think this is a ridiculous conversation to have because it feeds into the narrative of people wanting to just pivot to whatever works, to whatever juices the numbers, and that's bad for culture. I just saw a video of Russ yesterday singing country music after he made this take. You feel what I'm saying? So he could have a larger play. He could be trying to make his way into country because he's bored with rap, but he frames this as if everybody's bored with rap, and this could just be a selfish play where he's trying to get into country. And so he states this opinion, but he makes thousands of rappers pivot to country because that's his taste. Hopefully, if those rappers do follow him and pivot to rap, they probably shouldn't have been in rap in the first place. So good riddance. Get them the fuck up out of here. But there are some rappers who might, be good for the culture and might be lost, generally speaking, and listening to Russ would make the wrong move and pivot to country because in their mind, that's what making it is just going viral. And I'm here to tell you, making it is not going viral. I've gone viral so many times. It's never done anything for my career. Sure, I've made a little bit of money, but it's never done anything for my career. The only things that do things for my career in a positive manner is when culture is affected. That's it. When you do something so dope that doesn't sound like something else, that it makes people pay attention, that is what moves the needle. That is what gets you attention. And that's what, in my mind, if you're a new artist, you should be focused on doing, is creating a sound or creating a look or creating a vibe or a flow or something that's just so different from anything else that's out there that people have to pay attention to it. And, I think Uno is in the chat. What's good? Thank you for joining. Please share the stream if you wouldn't mind. I think that, coming from a rapper who's based his whole career trying to sound like Drake, clearly, I'm talking about Russ, this is not good advice. Now, the other thing that he said, that could be true. Now, I think that with the statement about labels dying, the statement about labels investing less in rap music and more in country music and pivoting commercially, on a commerce and a consumer level, I think that could be right. That opinion could be right. But again, if it's built on the back of the last conversation we're having, I don't know how relevant it is. Like, because if the labels are dying, then who cares what the fuck they think? Why should we pivot to make country music to cater to a dying industry, right? Like, I don't think we can have it both ways. I don't think we should say that the labels are dying and they're pivoting to country, so we should pivot to country. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think these kind of statements are really, really bad for culture, and culture is what I care most about. So, that's what I think. I would love to know what you think while we get into the comments. Let's see what they're saying on the, they're saying, does the comments agree with Russ or not? Let's see. Corey, the Savior, says every rapper next week in a cowboy hat. I'm dead with that. Russ said, they asked me why rap is struggling. I answered, I never said rap was dead. If it was, then why would I still make it? LOL, y'all are just soft. Tighten up. Also, you know what I don't like about this conversation is it's four people who know nothing about music, who don't do music, talking to a person who knows very little about culture. And it's a culture-based conversation, and I hate to see that. You know what I'm saying? Like, Andrew Schultz is not the person to be having this conversation with and getting, like, and it makes me mad because these people have huge platforms. He has a platform for sports and for comedy, not for music. You feel what I'm saying? So when people come on and make, like, these kind of reductive statements on a platform that has really nothing to do with the topic they're talking about, it's very frustrating to people like myself who are on cultural based missions trying to shift and create culture. You know what I'm saying? So, and this headline is so hyperbolic, like rap is failing and country is the next wave. As country can't be the next, especially new country can't be the next wave if it's built on the back of rap. You feel what I'm saying? Like, the new version of country music is 100% the colonization of rap. It's just rap and R&B with the blackness stripped out of it, 100%. And it's still black people behind the scenes writing these songs. T-Pain is writing a lot of these country songs that sound like rap songs. So that's, to me, even more offensive when labels want to pivot to country, because to me, that's how I read that. That's you saying, we want rap, we want all the aesthetics of rap, we just don't want the people that make it. And it feels like we're going backwards, but that's my opinion. The name Uno says niggas. We don't listen to those niggas. He a vulture. I don't listen to that nigga, and fuck Russ. So the value goes back up. Just means we need to get back to making that music that matters. That's a fact. And pop and country is that. They're not dying. They spending money on people that make money. Yup, that's a fact. That's a fact. I read all that shit backwards. He said Russ is a coon. I don't think Russ is a coon. I think Russ is a white guy, a very privileged white guy who understands very little about culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he loves music. I think he does music pretty good. But because his people are the majority of the country, he gets to believe that he does music great. And I don't think he does music great. I think he does music good. He's not bad. He's not whack. He's not trash. But because there are millions of white kids who want to be him, he gets to pretend that he's great at music, and it's nuts. Let's see. I am Trevor Daniel in the comments says rap is chilling out a bit for sure, but it's because there's a lack of change and creativity right now. As soon as someone makes something fresh, every artist on the internet is going to milk it dry because it's one of the easier genres to make and perform in today's world, because you can just buy a beat, you can find or not buy it. Country is just adopting pop and the blendable parts of trap beats that make it more relevant and catchy to the average listener, which is working. Pop doesn't know what it wants other than singer-songwriters with the same melody palettes regurgitated. EDM is just remixing old hits right now. And rock is just kind of there jumping into whatever lane it can when people show parts of it attention. Ultimately, genres are just going to be old news because people just want what they like now versus segregating things by category. Overall, we really only want to sing and talk and listen about certain things anyway, so song topics for the most part probably will never change in my opinion. Few things get people interested like love, money, parties, or whatever. Other people feeling how you are feeling, etc. Genre is whatever. Labels don't know what they're doing anymore, besides finding worthwhile investments that they don't have to do much for, and listeners just listen until their interest is caught. Simple as that. I don't know what this reply turned into, but yeah. And I think this commenter makes a great point, and that's the point I completely skipped over, is that nobody ever, outsiders don't make rock music and they don't use rock music to get on and then say, after they milk rock music dry, they don't say, okay, rock is dead. Like, nobody fucks with rap. This is what I really hate about this conversation, is people like Russ who use rap to get on, and then they come in and then they just fully disrespect it because they know that they can always fall back on their whiteness and they can always fall back on pop music, and then they just decimate the landscape for everybody else that's over here, right? Like, the Post Malones, the Justin Biebers, the Russes, they use rap to get hot, and then they get to as high as they can with rap, and then they completely shit on it, and then they go leave. Like, you don't have to shit on rap to go do whatever else you want to do. Just go do whatever else you want to do and leave rap alone. You don't have to say that rap is boring and everything that can be said in rap has already been said. Everything that can be said in every genre of music has already been said. But nobody says shit like that about any other genre of music except for rap, because people who don't fully respect the culture come in here, or don't understand it, come in and say asinine things like this. In fact, like, the more I talk about it, the more upset I get about it, and I gotta give him one of these. Uno says, a nigga who doesn't know nothing but just happy to be in and speaks like he knows it but knows nothing about culture. What Coon is, slaves on the boats, happy not knowing we are going to slavery. He is that, speaking for indies, not knowing the info, well, right info. And I'm tired of niggas like him. I mean, yo, I can't even argue with that, yo. Like, I can't even argue. Like, the more I think about it, the more I talk about it, like, it would be different if he just went and did country. It's very frustrating and annoying to see him as a white dude talking to other white dudes about how rap is not lit because they rap about the same things. Love songs have been love songs since the 20s, and since music was recorded on any format, niggas have been singing love songs, and people ain't talking about they tired of love songs. You feel what I'm saying? Like, just say you tired of hearing black people talk about black shit. You know what I'm saying? Or I could say I'm tired of hearing hood people talk about hood shit. I could say that, but that doesn't mean that that's all rap is. There's tons of rappers that make music outside of those subject matters, but because you are only interested in commercial success, because you are only interested in consumerism, that's where you're looking right now. So I feel like it's just a really frustrating, irritating conversation, especially seeing it come from a platform like this. And that's what Uno said. Love songs are about love, and they will continue to be about love, and no one is gonna say that everything that has been said about love songs can be said, so we don't want to hear love songs no more. Nobody is ever going to say that. The same thing about Uno says dancing music is just dancing music, but it doesn't mean I'm a rapper, right? Like 100%, and it's dying. I agree 1,000%. 1,000%. Yeah. Cool. I want to scroll the feed just a little bit, so I'm gonna stay on with you guys just a little longer because I want to get these clips off. I needs to get these clips off, and then we'll listen to Ugly. That'll be the last thing we do.